assuming that this question is for me.
I mean, if hey Ty, do what you do. I don't know.
I was getting ready to say, how about we flip it? Would you give your woman a threesome?
If that's what was desired, we'd have to talk about how that works. But yeah, why not?
Yeah, that was discussed at the beginning, and we knew the parameters, and those parameters kind of fell through, and you had already agreed to it. You've already accepted it, mentally and emotionally. If it happens and under those conditions, then yeah.
Should I answer this question too?
Don't be on here lying to these people, getting people hopes up.
Oh no, let me tell you.
Be like, you said I have the video. You said it.
That's one thing that I don't do. I always keep it 100, and that's why they mess with me. Something that you asked me 2 years ago, I'm gonna always remember because I'll never lie. Like I always keep it 100. I'm not saying it, but if I say I might change my mind, then I'll be like, I don't really know. But right now, this is how I feel. That's how I will answer. But this is how I will feel forever. The answer is no. So no, I would not give my man that. Like I said, I'm in a place in my life where, and I'm not saying have I ever, whatever. We're not talking about that. We're talking about right now. Now I can say this: prior to Sabrina, pre-Sadora, I lived a very fruitful life. Okay. I had a lot of fun. And the reason I had that kind of fun is because I was not a mother yet. You know what I mean? I really lived like, if I die tomorrow, I don't care. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like I literally lived my life like it was my last day every day. And that's just what it was. And that's one of the reasons why I waited to have kids, because I knew once I became a mom, I was going to have to be responsible for another human being. When I was single, when I didn't have no kids, I was flued out. I was here. I was there. I was all over the place. And I was doing the things that I wanted to do that I had never tried before. I was like, I'm going to try that because I don't want to try it. I'm going to try it right now. I'm going to see what happens. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it was. I even had relationships with certain dudes where that's just all it was. And we trusted each other and we experimented on things, you know what I mean? But I was in my late 20s, early 30s. Like that's what I did.
So let me ask you this, because you brought up, being a mom.
Mm-hmm.
How does doing that take away from you being a mother?
Because I might catch something that I can't get rid of. I don't know those people. And that whatever
wait.
Real funny about stuff like that.
You might know those people, and you can do the same thing with one person. You can get the same thing from one person.
I'm just not interested. I feel like the universe right now has placed me in a position where I am just solely meant for one other soul, not for a whole bunch of different other souls. And I'm real funny about transferring like bodily fluids. Doesn't sit well with me. I'm just not one of those people.
That's what I was trying to ask you earlier. Is that an ego thing, Sabrina?
With me?
Where you feel like you're more than deserving to just be with one person, and that one person should just be with you forever?
No,
it's feel that way, or is that just something you're just not gonna accept otherwise?
I'm just not going to accept it otherwise. It has nothing to do with ego. It has everything to do with I've had my fun. I've done those things. I just want a monogamous relationship. I just want to be with someone that just wants to be with me. Like, I just don't understand like why people just can't understand that.
So I think we're trying to understand that, but I think the answer that we continue to get is,
because I'm telling you the reasons why. Like, I don't have no desires to be with a bunch of different dudes. I don't have no desires to be sleeping with him and her. I just don't have those desires.
For you,
one person, and that's it. That's just me. I can't speak for nobody else.
So you don't want him to have those desires, or you just don't want him to act on those desires? Because I
don't
think
want him to act on them. That's what I'm trying to say. But that's what I was saying about the guy with the gray sweatpants. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to look and I'm going to be like, dang, you see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that at all. It just means that I'm not going to step out, and I just want somebody that's not going to step out.
So you just don't want a cheater.
I don't want a cheater. I'm not saying I want him to be human, You know what I'm saying? So if a girl walk by and she got a big old booty, I'm gonna be like, babe, dang, she got a big old booty. Look, babe, look. Like that's just what I just want someone that I can be able to have that type of relationship with where I don't have to worry about him stepping out.
Yeah.
Period. Like I just, yeah, you know, I'm not into the threesome, the foursomes, the sixsomes. I'm just not. I just want a twosome. Just
I get you.
Our homie Brandon is in the chat, and
Yeah.
he had a message. Says this is why he's a snowman.
Stop. So
do I need to scroll down?
No.
Nah.
So, I mean, since we were keeping it 100, the reason why I was able to answer those questions so truthfully is because I've been in situations where I've had to, you know, assess if I would or not, you know, and I honestly feel like for anyone that's considering that, they need to put themselves in that situation so they can truly understand how they're going to feel about it and be able to express how they're going to feel about it, you know. And for the longest time, I was like, no, like that, like my wife, like that's where I draw the line. You know, I'm not sharing my wife, you know. But as you get older, you start to, I don't know, you start to open up a little bit. You start to be a little bit more secure in yourself. You start to have, you know, real conversations that most people would be afraid to have, you know.
And let's be honest, a lot of this is about being selfish. It's about fear and about being selfish, because what we're talking about again is fulfillment. And you should want to fulfill your partner.
You
right?
tripping now, Jay.
Wait. No, wait. See, look, you asked me how did I get to the point of being married?
I let you
asked me
say
how I got to the point.
I really all agree with you, but no, I understand the fulfillment of my man. My man need to be fulfilled with me. So my thing is if he wants this, if he wants to try that, I got a whole bunch of different wigs. I can put a different wig on.
I don't think we're fighting you on that. I don't think we're fighting you.
We're not fighting you on that. Yeah. We're not. So
I'm not saying that you're fighting me.
We support that.
Okay, let me.
Everyone has boundaries, right? And that's perfectly fine. But what we're talking about right now is before there's any action, before anything happens, and it's not always about sex, right? You should want to fulfill your partner, and you should understand that you're not always going to be the one that is a part of that fulfillment. So when your girl says, "Hey, I need to have a girls' night. We need to throw on our F-up dresses and go out and have some drinks and have fun," that is her fulfillment. That fulfills her. So for you to be like, "Oh, you going out there, ain't nothing out there. These dudes gonna be feeling all on you wearing this little dress," that is about fear, and it's about being selfish. And I think if people were able to get over that hump of being afraid of what their person's fulfillment looks like, and understanding that it's not always going to be about them at the center of that person's fulfillment, people would make it a lot further than they do.
Now, I agree with you with that. I didn't let you finish, so that was my bad. Now because that's something I've never, if my man go out with his friends and go do all that, then that's just what he do. At the end of the day, that's one thing that I've always given my man the freedom, because my thing is if you're going to cheat, you're going to cheat. I don't need to go through your phone. I don't need to say, don't hang with your friend. I don't need to do all those things. You know what I mean? Like, and me nagging or me telling you, no, you don't need to be out there. Like, I get what you're saying. And I completely agree when it comes to that. Because even if you do all those things, it's not going to stop them from cheating if that's what they want to do, you know, but with the fulfillment, I completely agree with that.
And to that point, right? So like me, Ty, a bunch of the homies, we get together, we'll smoke cigars. And, there are women who potentially could have an issue with, their man going out supposedly to smoke cigars with their boys, blah, 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 when, he probably cheating. But what they don't realize is that time that we have being able to chop it up with the homies, be able to provide mental support, emotional support for each other, right? To be able to do those, like, we need those things. And so for a man to get, have a woman to give a man a hard time when that is a part of his fulfillment, but she's worried and being selfish about what he's doing and what that means to her.